Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors, and today we're taking a look at a brand new device from the Canvas lineup from Walrus Audio. It's their Canvas Power USB, and after I got the call to do this demo, I've kind of been scratching my head about how to make a power supply video interesting to you, and so we're just going to run with a few components that I think will make this at least fun for me and hopefully captivating for you. We're going to start with an intro track that grabs you. You just saw that. We're going to fill in this video with a bunch of the best quality B-roll I can muster. You're going to see that through the rest of the video. We're going to talk a little bit about the Canvas lineup as a whole, as I think it's a pretty impressive, really cohesive, and useful catalog of devices that can help streamline your workflow both in the studio or on stage. And then we're going to talk specifically about this new device, the little guy, the Power USB. We're going to show you what you get in the box. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the use cases and scenarios that this could be really useful and powerful and helpful. And then we're going to send you on your way. Big thanks to Walrus for sending this over, along with the Canvas Power 8 that you probably saw in the intro. And that whole ecosystem is kind of powering this smattering of pedals here. We're also going to mix in some fun new gear that I've got into the studio here, stuff that I haven't really been able to highlight yet but wanted to throw together for this video, starting with the Music Man James Valentine Carmelo guitar that just came in. It's a really versatile and fun instrument. We've also got the Super Lunar SR01 fuzz texture machine there, along with a Sir Discovery analog delay, which is one of my favorite analog delays. We're using that because it needs 18 volts of power, and one of the strengths of this Canvas lineup is it gives you a couple of those higher voltage taps on nearly all of their power supplies, which is a huge plus. We've also got some Walrus gear smattered around the table in the signal chain with the 385. We've got the Slewer for stereo reverb, and then the ACS-1 Mark II for our amp simulator. But circling back to the Canvas lineup, essentially Walrus set out a couple years back to kind of bolster their lineup with a highly utilitarian, highly useful and powerful set of devices that can help with power, with line isolation, signal routing, tuning, all the sort of fundamentals and basics that sometimes we forget about in our signal chain or in our workflow. But they've really done a great job with this lineup on the whole, adding features and functionality, and just designing these products in a way that's cohesive, that's connectable, that sort of allows to slot into your workflow really easily. So kudos to them for that. This is actually the first time I've gotten to use the Canvas Power, so I'm excited to be able to kind of experience that and see the ins and outs of those power supplies. They just recently got an honorable mention as Mason over at Vertex Effects went through a whole list of different power supplies, and the Canvas stuff ranked really highly on his list. So again, props to them for doing a rock solid job with the design and implementation of these Canvas devices. There's a nice range of sizes from something like 5 taps all the way up to 22 taps for those spaceship monster pedal boards that some of us love. And so they've just done a good job of kind of allowing a number of different options for a number of different buyers for these everyday products that we all kind of need and rely upon. Some of the high points about the power supplies while we're talking about it include 500 milliamp rating across all the standard taps on their power supply. You also tend to get 1 or 2 of those higher voltage taps like I mentioned. Past a certain size, you also get a USB input, so you can charge things like your phone or your tablet or your device right off of your pedal power. And then you've got this really easy streamlined way to daisy chain and kind of connect multiple different power supplies. So if you start off with one or buy one that ends up being a little bit too small or limited for your needs, you can just buy another one. You can tether them together on large boards. It really is a thoughtful and a great feature to have that connectivity and the ability to kind of integrate these different devices in the Canvas lineup to make your lives easier. I also just think it's been fun the way that they've designed these aesthetically. Big props to Tyler and the team over there to kind of just infuse some color and some fun into these devices that tend to be utilitarian and just kind of overlooked in our rigs. and they've made them super streamlined, super small, super compact to fit kind of wherever you need them to fit. And so again, I think they're really great options. If you're looking for devices like direct boxes or line isolators or different things like that, check out the Canvas line for sure. So let's focus in today on the Power USB, the newest from the Canvas lineup. We're going to talk about what you get in the box and then share some of the advantages and kind of value adds that this Power USB gives you. First off, you get this unit. It's a really compact, tidy little device. You get some cabling to tether these via 24 volt into your Canvas Power ecosystem to kind of daisy chain and connect those in with your other power supplies. You also get an extra cable to run a pedal right off of this Power USB device if you want. And then you get a USB-C cable to further integrate this into your ecosystem as well. The device is super streamlined. It's 3 3/4 inches wide by just over 2 inches deep, and it is under an inch thick. So again, it's going to fit and nestle into your system really conveniently. And essentially the Power USB is a way to kind of integrate USB sourced power into your pedal power ecosystem. So you can connect your laptop USB power here. You can run a portable kind of remote battery solution into here too, and then send it on through these jacks into your Canvas Power ecosystem and power that whole system through the USB power you're receiving here. It also has sort of a convenience outlet here. So if you're running it on your desk and just kind of want to connect a single pedal to this device, it makes it really easy to do that. Again, cabling included for that as well. And so I think this is a cool and kind of interesting addition to the lineup to allow for a lot of flexibility and just kind of that versatility to be able to use different power sources depending on your needs or your scenario. I could see it being really useful if you are in sort of a remote kind of off the grid type situation where you can have one of those remote battery packs and connect it via USB-C to power your whole rig or your whole pedal board. It also could kind of work as a backup if you are in situations, gigs or otherwise that have somewhat iffy power. You could kind of have this as an alternative. You can actually have both USB-C and 24 volt power plugged in, and it will prioritize the 24 volt as long as that is getting the power it needs. But then again, if you need for some reason to switch over or kind of need to like use that as a backup to draw the USB-C power, that's an option as well. And again, it can also just be a sort of a desktop device that adds some convenience to your life and to your workflow. If you're someone that likes to have pedals on their desk or kind of A/B or audition pedals as you're working at your desk or at your studio computer, this can be a unit that just kind of sits there and is receiving power and allows for a single pedal to be connected at any given point into that 2.1 jack there. That could be an option or a place where it adds some value or convenience to your workflow there. So that's just a quick look at the Canvas Power USB unit, new from Walrus here. Go check it out on the Walrus site and definitely peruse the other Canvas options in terms of power supplies, DIs, line isolators, tuners, and the like. There's a lot of stuff that can really make your life and your workflow a lot easier in that regard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.